Many people who apply to the UT Austin online programs in computer science, data science, wonder about which program is best for them to pursue. In this video, I'm going to try to give some clarity on this. A lot of people end up applying to either the MS in computer science and the MS artificial intelligence, or the data science program, or a combination of the three, sometimes all three. Honestly, if you end up deciding based on which sounds coolest to you, then honestly, you'll end up in a good program, because the truth is all three of these programs are excellent. So if you just base it on an arbitrary decision, even something like that would get you into a great program, assuming you can get acceptance into all three. If you want a little bit more detail, then let's go ahead and get into it by starting with the admissions statistics. Anecdotally, you'll probably hear or read on Reddit or other places like that, that there is a hierarchy of difficulty for the three programs, meaning one program is harder than the other, which is harder than the other to get accepted into. Again, anecdotally, a lot of times people will say that the hardest program to get into of the three is the Master of Science in Computer Science, then the Master of Science in Data Science, and then lastly the Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence. But despite all that, actually the data is more interesting. And looking at the admissions statistics, which are publicly available, we can see that the highest or the lowest selectivity and the hardest to get into in terms of that metric is actually the Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence, followed by the Master of Science in Data Science, and then lastly the Master of Science in Computer Science. Granted, I think it's worth noting that the Masters in Artificial Intelligence also has the highest number of applicants at 3,000, which is more than the 2,000 applicants who applied to CS, and then about double the number of applicants who applied to MS Data Science. If you look at GPA, those numbers are pretty similar, because we can see that the average GPA of admitted students into the Masters in Artificial Intelligence for fall 2025 was 3.70, and then the average GPA for admitted students for Computer Science, MSCSO, was 3.68. And then finally, the average GPA for admitted students for MS Data Science was 3.73. So based on these admission stats, the students who are getting accepted into all three programs are all really good. And in terms of selectivity, the most selective, proportionally speaking, is MS Artificial Intelligence, and the highest average GPA belongs to Master of Science in Data Science online. So the numbers are showing that really all three programs are difficult to get into. They're all selective, and they all only admit really good students by GPA. If you're wondering a little bit about the actual structure and content of the degrees, it's worth knowing that there are some courses that overlap between different degrees, but a lot of the courses do not. Meaning, if someone wanted to take quantum information science, basically quantum computing, or if they wanted to take advanced linear algebra for computing, at least to my knowledge, really someone would only be able to do those if they were in the MSCSO program. Similarly, there's specific data science courses that are unique to the data science degree, which makes sense. Also, if someone wants to learn about how to navigate ethics and the world of AI, there is a class on ethics and AI that's unique to the artificial intelligence degree program. That said, there are some courses that overlap. Machine learning is something you can take in both MSCSO and MSAIO. There are some other overlaps as well, but I would say that my estimate looking at the different course distributions is that about half of the courses that are offered in each of the three degree programs are unique to that program. So you'll really want to take a look at the specific course offerings to see what the courses are, what interests you, see what best fits your interests. Another thing worth mentioning, getting back to admissions, is that each of the programs have their own set of prerequisite courses that are required before you can enroll. So you really have to have all the prerequisite courses met to be able to apply to the programs. These are hard requirements. So if you're wondering, oh, like I haven't quite taken discrete math, do you think I can maybe get in without it? No, honestly, these are hard requirements. It's not worth applying if you don't have all the requirements. And that's not me being pessimistic or mean. It's just truthfully, they really do need these requirements to be met. And these are minimum requirements. Fulfilling these does not guarantee admission. As we saw with the admission statistics, not everyone who applies gets admitted. Getting into the MSCSO prerequisite courses, we have 6. And again, these are all linked to below. I'll read through them. The 6 include discrete math for computer science, introduction to programming, data structures, algorithms and complexity, computer organization and architecture, and principles of computer systems. The courses can have a different name at a different university. So for example, I did my Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at Western Governors University, where, for example, data structures and algorithms were combined into 2 courses. So like data structures, algorithms 1, and then the second course in that series. So that set of courses fulfills the data structures and algorithms separate course requirements, if that makes sense. So we're covering both, and the names of the courses don't have to match this list exactly, but that you do need to take the equivalent of these courses. That's MSCSO. Getting into MSDSO, again, MS Master of Science in Data Science Online. The prerequisite courses include calculus up through multivariable calculus, linear algebra, statistics, and then you also need programming experience in Python and either R or C++. That's a little bit of a different thing where it's not a specific Python undergraduate requirement or R or C++ undergraduate requirement, but you do need to show some mastery over those languages to be able to be competitive for MSDSO. And then lastly, getting into the prerequisite courses for MSAIO, we have 7. We have discrete math for computer science, introduction to programming, data structures, algorithms and complexity, introduction to data mining, linear algebra and matrix theory, introduction to probability, and statistics. Ultimately, I chose to apply for the MSCSO specifically. As much as I love data science and I love AI, I really wanted to get a lot of the systems and theory courses that are unique to the MSCSO program, and I ended up getting accepted, and I'm a student right now in the program, which is awesome. Overall, I think they're all 3 really good options, and it'll come down to you to decide what is the best fit for you. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I can also direct people to good resources as well. Hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching.